I told this story a couple of times about a retreat I went to in California, but then I saw a Kurt Vonnegut quote that sort of perfectly summarized it, zipped it down, and it's easy to remember. So Kurt says, "We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be." We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. So I'd gone to this retreat in California, and I met a business owner who had a big YouTube channel that I used to watch a long time ago. And then I asked him why he'd stopped making videos. And he said, I started feeling like I had to live up to in private the things which I was saying in public. And I think about this quite a lot. I've come to sort of realize there's two sides to fake it until you make it. And one is positing an ideal or a better version of yourself, which you're motivated to live up to due to the need for social consistency. But that stake in the ground acts as much like a tether as it does a finish line. If you commit yourself to some worldview or life philosophy, what happens if you stop agreeing with it? Sure, you might want to change, but everybody around you has grown accustomed to the previous version of you. And whether it's lifestyle changes like your dietary approach or your training methodology, or worldview changes like a religious belief or political affiliation, or personality changes like commitments to growth or going sober or changing friend groups, social consistency bias is a double-edged sword. A while ago, some of the leading influencers of the ex-paleo diet movement, then the carnivore movement, started to add fruit into their food. And the aptly called meat and fruit diet caused uproar, not because of evidence that the diet is based on, but because its new proponents had ardently stated a different belief in the past, and the change caused the people around them to feel uncomfortable. This is the danger. The social incentives align for you to not change in public, even if you grow out of your beliefs in private. Stupid people see someone changing their mind as an indication of unsophistication because they don't understand that updating your worldview when you grow is a sign of intelligence, not fickleness, and that an unwavering commitment to a narrow worldview is not cleverness, but a substitute for it, which unfortunately means that after changing your mind in public, it often results in you being attacked by a large number of mostly stupid people. And the more public you are about it, the harder it is to reverse. Perfect example of this. Alex O'Connor goes vegan, is convinced about the ethics, the philosophical underpinnings of veganism, does not want to contribute to animal suffering, but as a byproduct of that, his health suffers, and he is struggling to keep his health to where it needs to be whilst eating a balanced plant-based diet. It's not something he says that he doesn't think you can do, but something that, given his level of conscientiousness and preparedness, it was something he was struggling to do. So his demeanor was incompatible with the challenges that his new diet, informed by his new philosophy, had given to him. So he went back to eating meat. He had to announce in public something which he had changed in private. And he got fucking castigated on the internet for it for ages. I mean, he's now out the other side. I don't think anyone really brings it up anymore. But that was uncomfortable to watch, especially when you think this guy's doing it for his health. And he said it. He told you. He made this change and he told you about it. He didn't lie. He didn't continue to get those sweet vegan dollars, if they ever existed. He never did that. He told you as soon as you changed. And people still had a problem with it. So be careful of the things that you say in private not being able to be compatible with the expectations people have of you in public. And that stake in the ground versus finish line. Am I positing an ideal, or am I attaching my self-worth to an expectation that I'm then going to have to rip off me? I'm going to have to sort of peel this fucking skin off me that everybody else expects. It's difficult. Personal growth's hard enough as it is without all of the expectations. It's why, to be honest, what are we, 45 minutes in? I can talk about this now. It's the reason why I don't deeply talk about my relationships on the show. Even though I talk about relationships and dating and a lot of the dynamics, it's evidently something I'm interested in. I'm obviously, on the path toward trying to build a family and do all the rest of this stuff. But I think it's fucking so hard to have a relationship full stop. Having a relationship with even a couple of thousand people observing it. You remember what it was like when you used to get the Chris Williamson is in a relationship notifications on Facebook or whatever, and you would see it from your friends and people would be able to like it and comment on it and then it would tag the other person, but then it would also show Chris Williamson is single. Fuck, like you've only got, what, I think 1,000 friends or something on Facebook. That was a huge deal. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm speaking, depends how young you are. You might not have ever seen that on Facebook. That was fucking revolutionary, by the way. Bring back Facebook dating shit. But that was hard. Just doing that was hard. So how hard is it when you're posting photos of you both? And, you know, that's the reason why I've kept that area of my private life private, because again, you've got this like expectation, this stake in the ground, additional scrutiny. You know, do you stay in relationships for longer than you should because you're scared about what people are going to think? Do you leave relationships more quickly than you should because you're scared about what people are going to think? Like you're never existing for yourself. You're always existing for this version of what people who don't necessarily have your best interests at heart think about how you should behave. And digital hijab, as Mary Harrington calls it. I've got my digital hijab on. Did you know that your annual physical only screens for around 20 biomarkers, which leaves a lot of gaps when it comes to your understanding of your health, which is why I partnered with Function. They run lab tests twice a year that monitor over 100 biomarkers. They even screen for 50 types of cancer at stage 1. They've got a team of expert physicians that then takes that data, puts it into a simple dashboard, and gives you actionable recommendations to improve your health and lifespan. They track everything from your heart health and hormone levels to your thyroid function. Getting your blood work drawn and analyzed like this usually costs thousands, but with Function, it is only $500. And right now, you can get the exact same blood panels that I get and bypass their waitlist by going to the link in the description below or heading to functionhealth.com/modernwisdom. That's functionhealth.com/modernwisdom. Would you look at that? Clip is already over, but if you want more, don't be sad. The full episode is available right here. Go on.